morning, everyone. Psoriasis and how Ayurveda can help is the topic of the Sunday morning discussion. We present educational webinars every weekend. Presenting this topic, we have Dr. Raviganesh MD in Ayurveda, who is recipient of a lot of national as well as international awards. Dr. Raviganesh is Principal and Chief Medical Officer of Sharda Ayurveda Medical College and Hospital. He has extensive experience in different Ayurvedic therapies as well as medical ailments. His specialization is spine joint disorders, musculoskeletal, neurological, and skin disorders. So we are talking about psoriasis today. I am Amita from Nourish Doc, a platform for natural and holistic therapies. I'd like to introduce all of you to Dr. Raviganesh M, who's joining us live from Bangalore, India. Welcome, Dr. Raviganesh.
Very good morning to everyone. Thank you, Amita, for introducing me. And as I wish a happy Dasara to everyone.
Yes,
and today's directly I'm going to the topics. Shall we start?
Yes, please.
So today's topic is the previous slide, please once. So hello.
Okay.
We are talking about psoriasis. So healing psoriasis through Ayurveda. So you people may be aware that psoriasis is one of the most common dermatologic disease affecting up to 2.5% of world population. And there is no medication as such in allopathy. So the characteristic features of this is it's a well demarcated red and the surface is often thrown up into a large silvery scales. Plaques, that is means skin, the skin lesion, the plaques vary enormously in size and shape. So the psoriasis, as you know, it's very common nowadays, and you can see often in a lot of people, those who don't have a good food habit, there's no healthy food habit. So in these cases, oftenly you can see, and they will suffer from this because there's no much treatment available in present modern medications. But Ayurveda has a solution. So before discussing the solution in Ayurveda and what we treat in Ayurveda, how we treat all those things, we should know the basic things of psoriasis. So the cardinal symptoms, that is the dry and well-defined macules, papules, or plaques of erythema. Erythema means reddishness with layer of silvery scale. So this psoriasis, usually it will be dry outside and it is well defined macules. So there will be skin lesion over the skin without any eruption, or there is a eruption which is called as papule, or plaques of erythema. There is a reddish skin over the body with a layer of silvery scale. Above that, there will be a silvery scale will be seen. Silvery skin is seen over the body, and raised lesions without indurations. The lesions will be raised in nature and without any induration. It can spread all over the body. Then the candle grease sign, one of the very important sign of this psoriasis. So if lesion is scratched, a candle grease like scale is repeatedly produced. So what happens is if you scratch, if the skin lesion over the hand, if you scratch with some metal or anything, so you can see a like when you scratch a candle, the way you see a scratch, the same way you can see in a skin lesion in psoriasis. So that is why it is called as candle grease sign. Hope everybody is understanding. And then one more sign is called as auspid sign. So here, complete removal of scale produces pinpoint bleeding. So above the skin, you will have a silvery scaling. So if you remove that, you can find a bleeding points. You can find bleeding points over the skin lesion. So which is called as Auspitz sign. So it's a complete removal of scale produces pinpoint bleeding. Next, so moderate to severe itching. So you can find usually there will be moderate itching will be there along with some cases you can see severe itching. So itching is a basic, it's a main symptom of psoriasis. And one more symptom called as Koebner's phenomena. So wherever the patient scratches, there a new lesion will develop. That is, lesions develop along the scratch lines. So whenever the psoriatic patient, whenever he scratches over the body, so a new lesion may develop, which is called as Koebner's phenomena. Then, so this is Auspitz sign. So above the skin lesion, you can see some pinpoint bleeding points, which is called as Auspitz sign. Then the age of onset. So due to stress, in some cases, maybe at the age of 16 to 22, when it's usually the teenage, and usually due to stress or maybe on studies or the students, they may develop the psoriasis. That is one early age which we see, that is maybe due to the stress and even the food habits. The maybe due to by having a lot of junk foods, unhealthy foods may lead to this condition. And even as per Ayurveda also, in modern this cause is unknown, it's idiopathic, but still as per Ayurveda we have few reasons, like we don't the cause is maybe due to by taking fermented item in excess, and by taking excess of sour item, excess of salt or items, so or by taking junk foods, excess of oily items, excess of yogurt, all these things is a reason which is said in Ayurveda. Even fish, taking excess of fish is also said. Some of the fish is allergic to the body. So even that is also said as one of the cause for this condition. And late onset is even 55 to 60. So at the late age also it can come. That is maybe 55 to that age of 60. And let's study what are the types of psoriasis. So there are 4 types of psoriasis. One is called as plaque psoriasis. Second one is Guttate psoriasis. Third one is localized pustular psoriasis. Fourth one is erythrodermatic psoriasis. So there are 4 types of psoriasis. Now we'll see one by one what is it. So one is very common is plaque psoriasis. So here the lesions are well demarcated and range from a few mm to several centimeters in diameter. The lesions are pink or red with large, dry, silvery white scales. So here the plaque psoriasis is very common in nature, and you can see the borders in this psoriasis, and there is silvery scales with a reddish skin over the body, and it will spread all over the body day by day. It may not spread in one day. It may take months or years to spread over the body if it is untreated. And next is Guttate psoriasis, where numerous small round macules come suddenly on the trunk and soon become scaly. Rashes often clears in few months, but plaque psoriasis may develop later. So this Guttate psoriasis is the second one, where you can see a round macules over the body, which may develop later into same plaque psoriasis. So this comes over the trunk and other parts of the body. Later on, it may spread all over the body, and it may continue as plaque psoriasis. Next is a bit painful condition, which is called as localized pustular psoriasis, and it's not very common. So it is often a painful condition which usually affects the palms and soles with studded numerous sterile pustules. So you can see pus formation. So some sterile pustules are seen maybe with 3 to 10 mm in diameter, lying on an erythematous base. So erythematous on the reddish base, erythema means reddish color. So erythematous base where you will have pustular formations. So pus formations will be seen, which is called as pustules. So with the picture, this picture shows on the thigh where the pustules, the white pustules can be seen over the erythematous base, that is a reddish base, and which is a painful condition, which is called as localized pustular psoriasis, which is seen in the one part of the body. Next is a very chronic condition and bit difficult in treatment, which is called as erythrodermatic psoriasis. So in this condition, the skin becomes universally and uniformly red with variable scaling. So here the condition, in this condition, it will spread all over the body, universally and uniformly red with variable scaling. So variable scaling will be seen, and malaise, with that is body ache, is accompanied by shivering, and skin feels hot and uncomfortable. So this condition is, as I said, if you see all over the body, you can see the same skin lesion, which even with the Ayurveda treatment also, we take a lot of time to cure this. If it comes in the early stage, we can heal this. But by trying all medications, if they come at the end to Ayurveda, this condition becomes really tough compared to other psoriatic conditions like plague psoriasis or Guttate or localized pustular psoriasis. So erythrodermatic condition is a bit chronic case, and it is difficult in healing if it comes in the very later stage. Yeah. So this is one more picture of erythrodermatic psoriasis. Next. So the affected sites, commonly, if you see, the affected site is involves the scalp. So over the scalp and upper back, even the upper back region and the sacral region, extensor surface of the extremities, especially the knees and elbows. So I have shown you the picture here about the elbow. Even the one place where this psoriasis gets onset is the elbow, the scalp, then knees, and even the sacral region as well as upper back region. So these regions where usually the psoriasis onset takes place. And once it comes in this area, you should be cautious. You should start medications this stage, and you can just block the condition spreading over the body. And mind you, it will not spread to others. That's one thing. And in about 25% of cases, peculiar pitting of nails is seen. And there's a pitting of nails is seen around 25% of cases. And psoriatic arthritis, resembling rheumatoid arthritis, is produced in about 5% of cases. So one more condition called, next slide, psoriasis, psoriatic arthritis, where you can see the psoriasis in arthritis condition like rheumatoid arthritis. Even this pitting edema, pitting of nails also can be seen in some of the patients. Yeah. Next slide. And this is one more picture of psoriasis where the face and scalp is affected. It has affected all over the body. This is a different part, that is a knee joint, or you can see in the buttock region, the trunk, the upper back region, the scalp, and even the nail, which is affected. So this will start with a small lesion, as a small lesion, which will spread day by day. So in Ayurveda, we say nidana parivarchanam, that is, you should prevent the cause. So you should avoid that causative factor which is causing this condition. So then that is the first line of treatment. So anyway, I am coming to the Ayurvedic view. So this plaque type of psoriasis, what we discussed, is most common and can be considered under Siddha Kushta. So in Ayurveda, we call it as Siddha Kushta. So the most of the people compare it to Siddha Kushta. So Even in Ayurveda, they said under Siddha Kushta as it will be white and copper in color. So white and copper in color means it's I said silvery scales and reddish erythematous base. So that is called coppery in color. That is what said in Ayurveda. Copper is somewhat brownish red in nature and is thin when rubbed, and it will be very thin. The skin will be very it's not matured skin, so it's a so immature skin, so it is thin when rubbed. That is what we call as dusting. So whenever the patient of psoriasis gets up from his bed, you can see the rubbing, dusting of skin. You would have seen a patient of psoriasis when they gets up, their bed sheet will be having lots of dusting of skin. So that is powdering of skin, what we say. That's what is said in Ayurveda, that is thin when rubbed. It emits particles of skin in the form of dust. You can see in the form of dust, and it resembles the flower of alabu. So alabu is nothing but the bottle gourd. So the bottle gourd, which has a flower of whitish in nature, which is silver, somewhat whitish, that is silvery in color. So that is what he says. Our Vaidyas, our Acharya says, this skin lesion looks like alabu, that is the flower of alabu, that is silvery in nature, and generally localized on the upper parts of the body. So usually we see, which starts, as I said, is starts with the upper part of the body, maybe elbow or even the scalp and or upper part of the trunk. So that is a usual area of onset. And the treatment concept, we'll come to the treatment on the concept, what we do in Ayurveda. So, dear Ayurveda enthusiasts, so here I want to say, so this condition where the toxins will be stored in the body, maybe due to the food whatever we take or the regimen what we follow may lead to this condition. So here the toxins, that is what we call dushta doshas, the toxins are more in quantity. It will store in the body more and more day by day, and it may not be removed from the body oftenly. So this toxins are removed from the body through our Ayurveda concept. So we have a concept of we don't just apply cream over the body. We don't give only medications. So we believe that the toxins which are stored in each and every cell to be removed from the body, then only you have a cure for this disease. Otherwise, that is why people say there is no cure for psoriasis. But as an Ayurveda expert, I say there is cure for psoriasis if you treat with Ayurveda with in early stages of onset. Even in chronic stage, we need some good effort. Definitely we have a good result. So as dushta doshas are more in quantity to be removed through oral route or anal route, that I will explain you later in the later slides. That is, in Ayurveda we have two main therapies, that is called as Vamana and Virechana. That is, Vamana means emesis therapy and Virechana means purgation therapy, which comes under the Panchakarma. See, this Panchakarma is nothing but the detoxification therapy. You hear detoxification therapy is very famous, and in Ayurveda we believe all this disease where we follow this detoxification therapy by which we can remove the toxins from the body through the oral route or through the anal route. So there are two major routes which we take out these toxins, and repeated detoxification to be done every 15 days to month. So once in a month or once in 15 days, this detoxification to be followed. That I'll explain later. So next slide, please. So here, basically there are two types of treatments are there. One is Shodhana, that is detoxification treatment, and the second one is Shamana, that is internal medication. So generally we follow only the internal medication, but as Ayurveda experts, we believe we need to go for detoxification procedure. So in a regular food habit, regular days, we may not follow the proper food habits. If you see Ayurveda, we have only two food meals. That is, we as in Ayurveda, they explain only two meals. That is one in maybe midday meal, and one is in the evening. So this was followed earlier. Of course, nowadays we follow at least three meal. That is one breakfast and one lunch, one dinner. But we often keep eating a lot of junk food in between. So that is not allowed in Ayurveda. So we call it as adhyashana. Bhuktasya upari bhojanam means before the digestion of one meal, we take one in between, we take several foods which will harm our digestion. That is not good. We take a lot of viruddha aharas, that is the food which is opposite in quality. Maybe taking a food which is hot in potency and taking a food which is cold in potency. So that is not good.
Dr. Ganesh, we can't hear you. Hello? Dr. Ganesh, your network is down. Can you? Apologies. I think Dr. Ganesh network is down. I'm just trying to get him back. Thank you so much. He'll be here. Apologies. I'm just trying to get Dr. Raviganesh back, for the session. He somehow got disconnected, maybe some network issue. So he'll be back in 1 second. Yes, thank you so much. I'm just trying to get him back. So he's just joining us back. So just bear with us, please. I really appreciate that. I'm so sorry. I'm just waiting for him to join us back. It was a really great session. He's very knowledgeable, about a lot of treatments, a lot of ailments. So we are trying to we're going to bring him back for a lot of things, and we'll be giving more programs as well with the hospital as well as the clinic. So I'm just waiting for Dr. Raviganesh to join back. Let's see. If there are any questions or any comments, any feedback, feel free to put it in the chat window or the questions. You're welcome to ask the questions. Today is the Sarah, so we didn't realize when we scheduled this webinar, that a lot of people would be busy today celebrating the Sarah, which is great. But you are welcome to ask questions. So I don't know what happened to Dr. Raviganesh, so I'm just trying to get him back right now. Just bear with me for 1 second. I'm sorry, I'm just waiting for Dr. Raviganesh to join back. Whoever is the participant, do you want to reschedule it? How do you want to do it? Because I don't know what's happening. I think there's some internet issues. So I'm just trying to get him back right now. Would you like to reschedule or would you rather wait? Can you please put it in the chat window? I see some comment in the chat window. Because we can reschedule this session. I'm really apologies for this. I think there's heavy rains happening in south part of India, and there's probably an internet problem. So just bear with me. I'm going to try one more time. You can put it in the chat window if you want to. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, that's good. But do you mind waiting, or should we repeat the session? We reschedule the session because it's been quite some time since hasn't been able to join back. So I'm just trying to get him back. He might be having some internet issues. So what I recommend is that we wait for a couple of minutes or maybe a minute, and then we can reschedule. We'll have to reschedule this session because we have another session that's starting at 9 o'clock in less than half an hour. So so let me just try to figure this out. Apologies, we'll just wait for a few more minutes. If he's able to join, it's fine. If he's not able to join, then I think what we'll do is we will have to reschedule this session again. Apologies again. Just bear with us for a few minutes, for a few seconds. If we have to reschedule, we will reschedule right now. I mean, again, I don't know. There's some issues with the internet, with the connection. So he's trying to join us again, and if not, then I think what we'll do is we'll reschedule it. He is trying to reconnect. I don't know what happened. Suddenly he was out. So I'm just trying to get him to reconnect if possible in the next 30 seconds or 1 minute. Otherwise, we'll reschedule it. So thank you so much. Okay, he is back. So let's see. Dr. Ravi, are you able to see us? see me? Dr. Ravi, are you able to? Yeah.
Yes, I can see you.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, but okay. So I don't know what happened. You
Yeah.
just we might have to. We can try to finish it today, and we might have to reschedule it. I don't know. What do you think? Can you finish it in the next 10 minutes? Because
Definitely.
okay. There is an interruption in
I
between.
can finish in 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah,
No.
almost 5 minutes we lost. So I
I
don't
know.
know how it happened. Fine. So in
Okay.
Ayurveda, there are two types of treatment.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah. Okay, fine. But we can't see you.
That is detoxification.
We
Can you
can't
see
see
me?
you. No, now I cannot see you. I cannot see you. Well, we might have to repeat it because people left. That's the problem. And I'm not able to see you as well. Okay, so I think it's better we reschedule this session. I am so sorry for everyone who has joined us. There's some technical difficulties. We will reschedule this session again and shortly, in few days or in few weeks, and we will let everyone know. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. So thank you so much for participation. We will let you know. Thank you.